Dar las gracias. Ooh, we have something interesting here, and it's a very helpful phrase to learn. Gracias, you probably know. I mean, you know what gracias means, right? Gracias means thank you. But when you're saying dar las gracias, it means to thank somebody because, I don't know, you just feel thankful. So dar las gracias means to thank. For example, quiero darte las gracias. This whole sentence is very commonly said in Spanish because sometimes when you say thank you, okay, that's fine. But if you're really thankful, this is one way to express that, okay? Quiero darte las gracias. Essentially, you're saying thank you, but in a more deep way. Deeper. It's deeper. I want to thank you, okay? That's what this means. I want to thank you. Obviously, you can add more to this. Quiero darte las gracias porque I want to thank you because that, of course. So essentially, literally, you're saying, I want to give you my thanks or something like that. Las gracias is like you're saying multiple thank you. Multiple thank you. But it's quite interesting how this works in the literal translation. So quiero means I want, okay? Quiero means I want. You can also say yo quiero. You don't need yo. You can just say quiero. Darte, this is the verb dar, okay? Dar. And then we added the pronoun te. Darte, okay? I want to give you, okay? That's the literal translation. But if you say darte las gracias, to thank you, you know? Usually quiero means I want to, you know, and then you add the rest, darte las gracias, just thank you. So that is the meaning of this phrase. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense as a literal translation, but in English, it's very similar to the verb to thank. Okay? Now, the next example is Miguel me dio las gracias por todo. Miguel me dio las gracias por todo. Qué educado es. Miguel me dio las gracias por todo. Qué educado es. And this means Miguel thanked me for everything. He's very polite. Okay? So this is good. It's good to be polite. It's always good to be polite. And it's just a good sentence. If you want to, you know, say that someone thanked you for something, it's a very good example for that situation. Miguel, you know, Miguel is Miguel, Michael, Mike in English, similar to that name. Me. Okay, now we have the pronoun me, okay? Dio las gracias. We have the verb dar, past tense, parted tense. Las gracias, that's the rest of the phrase. Me dio las gracias, thanked me, okay? por todo. Por todo means for everything, okay? Todo means everything. It means all, okay? Por means for. And the rest says que educado. This is like saying how polite, right? How polite. Que hermoso, how beautiful. Que educado, how polite. Que feo, how ugly, okay? So when you want to say that kind of expression, use que. Que bonito, how pretty, how beautiful. Que feo, how ugly, hideous, okay? Que delicioso, how delicious, okay? So remember that expression. We don't say como because the literal translation of how is como, okay? In Spanish, we use que bonito, how beautiful. Que tarde, it's like saying how late it is, okay? It's super late. And when you say que educado es, you put estar at the end. That's interesting. It's like saying he's very polite or how polite he is. Similar to that, it's that's a literal translation, how polite he is. So that's a good expression to know. This can change. You can use this formula down here, this structure, que adjective es, okay? So adjective, remember adjectives describe things, people, okay? There are different kinds of adjectives, but que bonito es, for example. That means how beautiful it is, okay? Que feo es, how ugly something is. I mean, you could say this to a person too, but it's not polite at all. But this is just if you're just saying this to someone, right? But if you're saying this directly, like you want to say you're ugly, I don't suggest that. But let's change this to guapo. Guapo means beautiful, handsome. That's the literal translation. Que guapo es, you're saying how handsome he is. But if you say que guapo eres, okay, que guapo eres, that means you're very handsome. Okay, so big thing here. If you want to say just a comment to someone else about someone else, then you usually do this. When you want to say this directly to someone, then you have to say eres. Unless you want to be very polite, and you can use es as well. Okay, que guapo es usted. Okay, es usted. Let me just erase that. Que guapo es usted. That means you're very handsome, and it's very polite because you're saying usted. But if it's informal, then eres. Que guapo eres. How handsome you are, or you're very handsome. Okay. Excellent. Oh my God, this is like very interesting. I like to just break things down and understand, or let you guys know how the language works. It's very interesting. Okay, que educado. In this situation, we need to change this to que educado es. He's very polite, okay? Or how polite he is. Excellent. Now, so that was meaning number 2. Let's look at meaning. Remember, dar las gracias means to thank someone. But yeah, it's interesting.